Hello, welcome back to my channel. So this time I was taken to a stadium and I was first shown someone throwing shot put and then another person with discus throw. Now I would like to share how I understood this message. Now, I have been an athlete and I have played badminton, but I have never been involved into these two sports of shot put and discus throw. And I see it as a spiritual symbolism relating to the mastery of one's own energy. To me, they both represent a kind of transition from internal stillness to external power. And it also somewhat demonstrates the sacred geometry of movement, which are very important. Both sports serve as metaphors for how an individual interacts with the material world by using their spiritual force. So let me try and decode this as I was channeled. So in shot put, the athlete holds a dense, heavy sphere. It's pretty heavy. They hold it close to the third eye or the jawline before spinning and releasing it. Think of it as representing the weight of a single focused thought. And before throwing, or I shouldn't say throwing, I should say putting, the person first glides or spins. Now, in this spinning or gliding, they are gathering, you can think of it as someone gathering one's internal fragments. When I say fragment, I mean all the scattered, unaligned parts of your inner world. Pieces like scattered thoughts, doubt, distractions, mental chatter, fears, excitement, anxieties, your dual energies, having a masculine drive of action and a feminine side of intuition, trust. I'm bringing all the scattered parts into perfect balance, accepting your flaws, accepting your strengths at the same time, so that no part of you is left behind. So you gather these fragments into a single point of power, kind of internalization, a period of incubation, something that needs to be done before any breakthrough happens, before a major action happens. So the spin or the glide is the physical act of pulling these pieces back into a single center. Now the object is very heavy, it is very dense, it is very compact. It's so heavy that you can't just hold it away from your body, right? So it's like it's a heavy responsibility. Think of it as responsibility. You cannot treat it lightly. You cannot throw it away casually. Okay? Like you may be having a very big vision of building a business from scratch. So then this weight is the real responsibility of leadership. You cannot just wish it or think your business into existence. It will take your physical time. It will take your perhaps sleepless nights, the hard work, the smart work to do it. Right? And each time you answer a tough client or finish a project or make a hard decision, you are physically pushing that weight forward, not throwing it, pushing that weight forward. Moving that heavy object with your total effort is how the manifestation actually happens in the real world. So this weight is a big responsibility. And to move this weight, You have to use your entire body. The physical vessel has to engage completely. Right? So if you have seen somebody throwing a shot put, it's not just the arm that is, pushed outward and it goes. It doesn't happen like that. The entire body is engaged. So moving or pushing this heavy object is just like manifestation. It takes total physical effort to bring it into reality. And as I said, we say shot put. It's a very act of putting rather than throwing. So it's very guided and pressurized release of energy. It's like the spiritual equivalent of a mantra. So a mantra is a concentrated sound. Or you can, it's a thought that is sent out to hit a specific mark. Now coming to discus throw, you can see it more as a cycle of expansion. The discus that is thrown is a flat, circular object, and its movement is defined by the spin. And the athlete that is throwing the discus throw rotates within a circle. The circle is a sacred space. It represents the cyclical nature of time. There is no real beginning or no real end. And as the athlete spins, they create a powerful vortex of energy. This vortex is how the creation starts. And to be able to throw the discus effectively, the athlete has to become the still point at the center of the whirlwind that his energy is creating. Right? And the force that builds up because of this movement is like how you spin your ideas, how you use your force, your energy in the vortex of creation. So if your spirit is not grounded, the spin will become very chaotic. Your spinning of ideas will become very chaotic. However, if it is grounded, if the spirit is grounded, then the spin generates the needed momentum. Momentum which is just enough to send your intentions into a far-off distance. So shot put relies more on raw force. It's concentrated intention. It's like a seed, which is very powerful in itself. A seed has a very tightly compressed power. The spin of shot put is not meant to create width. It is meant to create massive downward and inward pressure, which you push outside. Whereas discus relies more on relationship with the air. You can think of it spiritually as spirit, breath. How steady is your spirit? How grounded is your spirit while being in the whirlwind and spinning your ideas? So it's like the aerodynamics of the spirit leading to expansion. It's like how far your influence goes, or your business goes, or how far your message can reach out into the world. Both are teaching that once the intention is released, it must go on its own, guided by the unseen forces of the universe. So once the intention is released, one needs to trust the universe, because you have already ordered from the cosmic kitchen. So to throw is to declare that you are no longer just a recipient of life. You are a creator. Shot put is the determination to act. Right? And you need to push this determination. You never fly a shot put. And discus is the vision of how far that action can reach. So once you have gathered the momentum of your vision, what you want to do in life, you release it, trusting that the unseen fluid dynamics of the universe will carry it across. So I believe whoever this message is for will reach the concerned person. Maybe someone needs to deliver a specific heavy message and push it out. Or maybe someone needs a spiral expansion or an outward flow. Whatever the metaphor, both are wanting purification of power, learning to handle heavy energy but without breaking, learning to be in harmony with the momentum. And it's your own energy that is creating the momentum. And learning to use the universe's natural flow to go further. Right? So representing your state of active resonance. What is that state of active resonance? So in another one, I will try to share more on how this can be used in situations where one might be feeling stuck or questioning how can you even generate a new geometry when your daily survival energy is spent in ducking from incoming energy darts that are meant to destabilize one's manifestations. So thank you for tuning in. Keep shining. Take care.